Tell me if this sounds familiar. You want to take a shower, but you're scared of your dog scratching and going nuts at the door. Or you forgot milk and you have to nip to the shops. But again, the thought of leaving your dog barking, howling and panicking fills you with dread. And if you're honest, you feel like a prisoner inside your own home. Your dog has separation anxiety. So you do what feels right, what you think you should do. But what if this was actually making your dog even worse? What if that kindness is the very thing that's causing your dog panic? What if your attempts to comfort your dog are just making everything much, much worse? As a dog trainer, I am seeing more anxious dogs than ever. And there's a good reason why. And in this video today, we're going to dive deep into the thing that owners do that always ends in disaster. It typically goes like this. Your dog feels anxious when being left alone. So what do? You never leave them alone. And that means then your dog never gets the opportunity to learn that being alone is normal. They never get to habituate to it. You see, they spend 99% of their life with you by their side. Then the 1%, when we have to go to work, go to the doctors, have an appointment, your dog thinks it's a world-ending catastrophe. You leave, they panic, they bark, they howl, they chew, and they're an anxious mess. And you come home and see them on a puddle on the floor, and that just reaffirms to yourself, my dog is anxious and they should not be left alone. So you double down on never leaving them, and guess what? It gets worse. Hey everyone, sorry for the interruption. Just very quickly, I want to let you know about the free cockapoo reactivity training that I have put together. The 3 pillars about how to fix your cockapoo's reactivity. Every single owner I speak to gets this wrong. They miss these 3 pillars, and it basically guarantees that their cockapoo's always going to be reactive. However, you get this right and life with your cockapoo will change. It is completely free and it is linked in the description. Don't mess it. Here's the core principle that you need to understand. You're trading short-term, low-intensity frequency for high-intensity panic for your dog. By avoiding leaving your dog for 5 minutes whilst you go and take the bins out or have a conversation with the postman, you're basically guaranteeing that when you have to leave them for 4 hours on any given day, that you're going to put them into a complete and utter meltdown. And when you do this, your life starts to shrink. You start ordering takeaways to avoid going out for dinner. You start saying no to invitations. And all this time you think you're helping your dog, but really you're just making them more and more sensitive to being left alone. You're teaching them that it's so scary, so unnatural that it's to be avoided at all costs. You're essentially creating a dog that's completely dependent on you. And this isn't healthy. And in fact, it's going to lead to a lot of stress for your dog. And that guilt you feel is immense. You feel like you've done something wrong, that your dog's not happy, that you're not happy with your life or your dog's life, and you've tried to be kind, but in reality, you just created a little bit of an anxious mess. But what if you could break this cycle? What if instead of ignoring the problem, you could manage it with small, actionable steps? Imagine being able to leave the house, knowing that it's just another day in the life for your dog and they can settle and relax happily whilst you go about your day-to-day business. See, this is what you need to do. You need to flip the script. Instead of mandatory long periods of time where you're forced to leave your dog and doing this on a rare occasion, what you need to do instead is to have multiple short bursts of time throughout every single day that your dog is left alone. This could be when you're putting the bins out, when you're making a cup of tea, when you're going for a shower, when you're going into another room. Have something in place, a crate, a tether, a place bed, whatever it is, where your dog is forced to settle and relax on their own. This then takes the novelty away from being left alone for your dog. And instead of this one-off scary thing, it becomes something normal and something that's part of everyday life. It's about increasing the frequency of times that your dog is left alone so you can lower the intensity and how much this actually matters to your dog. So try this today and you will start seeing progress with your dog's anxiety around being left alone. But I understand that it's not easy to do this on your own. Are you doing it right? Is there other things that you may be missing in terms of your dog's lifestyle? And that's exactly what I help owners with every single day. So if you do want to learn a little bit more about your dog, and perhaps if I can help you, I would encourage you to click the link below, book a completely free 15-minute call with me where I can just learn a little bit more about your dog and what's going on and help you in the best way that I can. And if you enjoyed this video, I guarantee you're going to like this one even more.